Hello, this is Editing Melanie popping in just to say that next week for you there will be no vlog. So this week the week was just going on and I didn't pick up my vlog camera. I just didn't want to or feel the need to. So I'm having a temporary week break, but I will be back. I'm going to start vlogging again on Monday, just in case. The three of you who loyally watch my videos, if you wonder where I am, I will be back. Okay, back to this week's vlog. Bye! Right, don't hate me for saying this, but it's too hot. It's too hot even from my camera. The amount of times my camera has shut down because of overheating. Hi! Welcome back to a new week, a new vlog. It is Monday... what date are we on? Monday the 12th of May. Someone said the other day, it's nearly halfway through the year, and I'm like, stop it! I'm just still in January mode.
Not rain on my face.
Spring is definitely springing. I would say this is like summer weather. It's like 23 degrees or something, and I'm not like, as a country, we are not like, even though it happens every year, we are not prepared for this weather, ever. It's a bit like in the winter time when we're not prepared for that either. People who are like, I love the heat, and it's like, yes, I like the heat when I'm not working and when I'm abroad and have access to a swimming pool or preferably the ocean. Oh, there's my mum. And what was I saying there? Yeah, I've got access to somewhere to cool off, and you have aircon. The only place that we have aircon in this country, well, the only access I have to aircon is in my truck. The classic first world problems. As per the usual routine. Oh, you're a bit, I've moved my sticky pad and you're a bit wonky. Yeah, I'm on the way to the gym. I've had my marching orders from Kim, who phoned me to make sure that I'm on my way, as she does. And then I've actually got Laura straight after her, because Laura was going to physio or something, and then I'm going to train, and then just head home, and I might do some bits. Only if I want to. I'm not going to make myself work, she says. But the guys are nearly finished with my garden. I'll need to show you that. It's looking really, really good. I think they were just going to be today, they were just going to be relaying the slabs on the driveway, which are all broken and stuff. I had to laugh because yesterday, so if you have been here for a long time, and when I first moved into that flat, which is like 3 years ago, I think did I start vlogging when I moved in? I know I had been vlogging up until me moving in, and I don't know if I've ever spoken about, so my next door neighbour is this like elderly lady. But let's just say we had a few issues, or rather she had issues with me and the cats when I moved in, but that's since been resolved, and now she's like my best friend. And she was telling me yesterday how much she loved the garden, because apparently she can see it from her window, and she's going, and you know, I'm so glad you're getting it done, because it's too much for your dad to take care of. And I'm like, you hate my dad, why are you acting like you care about his welfare? But as she was smoking a fag, she's telling me that she'd had 2 mini strokes, and she's on a nebulizer 3 times a day because her lungs are just shot to bits. But that is one thing I am feeling so grateful for today, is just what a privilege it is to be alive, what a privilege it is to get to move and train and just be here. I'm very much in the attitude of gratitude today. And I was talking to Claire, one of my coaching clients this morning, because she was saying that she's really struggling like over the last like couple of weeks. Like she was meant to be going in for surgery I think today, but then it ended up there's a whole palaver, like the hospital like seriously mucked up, and she's now not going in until I think it's the 3rd of June. Because of that, and quite rightly, I'd be the same. Like she's been so upset, emotional, whatever, and she was saying that she was really struggling with it. And I said to her, like, don't feel bad for feeling the way that you feel, but next time there is something like that, and this is very much like a note to self as well. Apparently our emotions only last like 90 seconds at most. So although you might think that something's lasting like all day or whatever, you're actually going through different cycles of different emotions. So when you're feeling something, you're meant to just literally sit with it, let it pass, and then take your next step from there. So I can say this with great like confidence right now, but because I feel like I'm in quite a good space today and a good headspace, I'm like, yeah. But I know I know that next time I'm in one of those spirals, it will be an interesting lesson to see if I can talk myself out of that. We will see. Good morning. Literally just running out my own house here because I could hear Billy in the garden, and I thought if I don't leave now, then I'll get stuck talking to him forever. It is Wednesday. I'm just on my way around to Espresso Cart. Can you see me? I know like I shouldn't care about people watching me when I'm filming and whatever, but I'm still working on that. So yeah, I'm walking around to Espresso Cart to do a little admin power hour or so. Then when I get back round, Mum will probably be there after our coffee morning, one of many, during the week. I've got a call with Les, my mentor, at 3 because he's going to help me look through Google Analytics. I don't really understand it, it's like a foreign language to me. But it's to try and work out if the SEO work is working and whatnot. But I've got a stonker of a, when I woke up it was like definitely a migraine. It was like horrendous headache, felt really nauseous. It's kind of downgraded to a headache now, I would say. But I don't know what's going on because it's not like I'm dehydrated. I drank like 4 litres of water yesterday. But I also don't know what's going on with the weather, because yesterday it was roasting and then today it actually feels a bit chilly. Not that I'm complaining, but I didn't film yesterday because, as it turns out, I know I blame a lot of things on the moon, but I actually do think it was the moon. So it was a full moon, and all of yesterday I just felt in like a proper funk, like you know that way when you can't put your finger on what's wrong. Like I felt like everything, like I kept spilling things, I kept dropping things, and even my Aura ring said to me that I had experienced higher stress than normal, so heaven knows what was going on. And then I happened to go on Instagram and there's this guy I follow, I can't remember what his name is, but he was saying basically exactly that if you felt really intensely during the full moon, it was because of like moving energies, and I'm botching what he said, but that kind of idea. So at least I had a reason for my oddness. Hello, I've got you in the tea cupboard again. So it's some time later. I actually had quite a productive time at Espresso Cart. This is where I'm extra thankful for like ChatGPT and AI and stuff, because I can't remember if I've mentioned it on here, but a couple of weeks ago, maybe a bit longer actually, I had put out on like my personal Instagram, TikTok, even on YouTube Shorts actually, asking for people's feedback as to why when they're on a website they might tend to like abandon their carts. And I actually ended up with a lot more feedback and comments than I had first realised. So basically I spent the time when I was at Espresso Cart going through like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Luckily I found this because there's no direct way of copying from Instagram, like onto the notes app or whatever, but I found this website that puts it into an Excel spreadsheet. Anyway, by the way, I compiled all the feedback, and then initially my initial thought was to, you know, sit and go through it and kind of highlight the common themes, and then I thought, that's what we've got AI for. So I literally copied and pasted all the responses into ChatGPT, said to ChatGPT, can you like compile or come up with like common themes or reasons as to why people aren't buying, and then from that suggest things that could be done to help decrease the abandoned cart rate on the website, and that's what it did. So that saved me a hell of a lot of time. And I do feel this slight guilt when it comes to ChatGPT, because I didn't realise until recently that, but so I got back and my plan was to do some product work, but as the way things worked out, that hasn't happened. I made some food and some bits and bobs. Oh, one thing I noticed when I was at Espresso Cart about myself is, and it was a lesson for my nervous system actually, when I got there it was quiet, and I thought, like, I went to sit at my usual seat by the window, and then I thought, they've also got two kind of high tables, and then they've got this kind of corner table, and the corner table is actually best like height wise and stuff for sitting with a laptop, and I thought, whilst there's no one else in the shop, I'll just sit there. And then at one point it started getting busier and busier, and, you know, like groups were coming in and whatever. And my initial thought was, oh, like, it's busy, I'm taking up this space here, I should move to like the single table or move or whatever and other people can have it. And then I literally stopped myself and I was like, why? Like, I was here first, I have just the same amount of right as everyone else to sit here. Just because I'm only one person compared to like a group of like 2 or 3 or whatever doesn't mean I need to move. And as that happened, like, the people kind of came and went. They weren't really staying, or a lot of people went and sat outside because it was a bit brighter by that point. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting that that was my immediate response. And I didn't move, I did just sit there, but I was like, yeah. Can't remember where I was going with this point, but I just thought it was interesting. Not only that I had that visceral reaction, but also I'm quite glad that I noticed it rather than just immediately acting on it without thinking. But I've got 5 minutes until my call with Les, so he's going to be helping me with SEO analytics stuff. And I fancy something to eat, but I don't know what to have to eat. Tea biscuit. My head is still... Oh no, I've got chocolate here. Right.
Then you've got to take your material costs off and all of that, which I don't know what your normal...
Well, total sales, so I don't know how we would...
So if that average order was... Yeah, so when you make £16...
Hi. What a wake up to Friday I have had. Picture the scene. Roughly about 6:45 AM, sleeping soundly in my bed. The next thing, the bedroom door opens wider. Harry comes in, along with the sound of squawking and then flapping. He had brought me in an alive young blackbird, which was then flying around my room. Harry was then doing like parkour off all the furniture, trying to catch it again. I literally was screaming because I had been sleeping and I was so disorientated. And then, so I managed to get Harry out, and then I was like, what am I going to do here? I don't know what I'm going to do. And by this point, the wee bird's sitting up in my wardrobe, and I thought, I can't like leave it in the room itself because I don't know where it's going to go, or because at one point it had been flying about and then it was crashing into the mirrors and stuff, and then it landed in my bed. And luckily, because I was there, I knew it was in my bed. Could you see its wee head kicking above the duvet? But I thought, I can't go out, and then, anyway. So then I was googling what do you do, and everyone says like, you just close like all the doors, all the blinds, so it's dark, and then you open a window. Which I remember I'd done one time when he brought a wee blackbird in, and it was in the hallway, and that's what I did. I went out and sat in my truck and I left the front door open. But this was because it's in my bedroom, and I've got like the push windows, and they only open like that amount. And I thought, it's just going to keep crashing into the window, it's not going to be able to get out. So then I was like, right, I'm going to have to create like a pathway somehow for it to get out the bedroom, and then out into the hallway, and then out the front door. Excuse my state of me. I need to go for my ice bath, like my cortisol levels are through the roof this morning. I'm actually bloated with stress. Which I realise now on reflection, and as I'm telling you this story, is very much a first world problem and sounds quite ridiculous. But when you've been sound asleep and then that's your alarm, it is quite stressful. So poor Jack got locked in the... not that he would have done anything, he's not interested in birds at all, but I had to close all the doors and he just happened to be in the office. So he got locked in the office. Harry, I then ended up stuffing into the living room, and of course he spent the whole time, and a lot of the doors in my flat, they don't, like, some of them don't even have like locks on them. It's just like a, see, I can't even get my words. It's just like a decorative handle. Like the office door doesn't have like a, you know, the wee bit that comes out, like so you can close, I don't even know what I'm saying. But it was just Jack that was in there, so it's fine. So Jack was in the office, Harry I managed to get into the living room, and then I thought, right, and I was sitting out in the hallway for ages just like waiting, and I thought, this bird is not, I could hear it like flying about in the bedroom, and I'm like, this bird is not getting it. I had closed the blinds by that point, but it kept crashing into, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 mirrors in my bedroom. And it kept crashing into the mirrors, so I ended up having to put towels over all my mirrors, and then eventually I managed to get it out into the hallway. I don't even know how that happened, but we got there, and I was like, yes! So when it out, and bear in mind like the front door's like to the right, it went out and then proceeded to fly down the hallway and then kept crashing into the living room door, and of course Harry was like, ah! Jumping up and whatever, and then it's landed on the living room door handle, and I thought, see if you somehow manage to open this door. And then it's flapping, and I thought, I can't go out because then it's going to stress it out more, so I'm like in my bedroom peering around the door, and then eventually it like flies along and it lands on the little table. And I'm like, the door is literally in front of your face. And then it flew out into the hallway and landed on my little shelf that I've got there. And I'm like, how thick is this bird? Landed on the shelf. And I thought, good, well, at least I can lock it out in the hallway. I'll shut the door at the top of the stairs. And then eventually it went out. And that's my story ended. And now I'm very, like, yeah. So that was 45 minutes of my life. And it's now 8:10. And I had like, initially when it first was happening, I actually texted Billy and I thought, I wonder if he's awake, but he's not. And then I texted Mum and I'm like, she'll know what to do, forgetting that Mum likes to like have a little lie in, and then she's like Winnie the Pooh, she has like, or a Hobbit, she has multiple breakfasts. But we got there, I dealt with it myself, and I'm quite proud of myself. And Harry's way back outside, and I swear to God, if he brings me in another bird, then we are over. But as I say, I am about to go and do my ice bath. It is roasting out there already by the looks of it. Well, it's only 8 degrees, but it's very sunny. I need my lashes done. So yeah, happy Friday. Good morning. Happy, is it morning? Just about 6 minutes and then it'll be afternoon. Happy Saturday. I got into bed last night and after the bird stress, which was made even more stressful by the fact that my mother pointed out that if I take the window off this, my window will open all the way out. So, oh, that's all done. So that was great. When I got into bed, my Aura ring had told me that I had experienced 7 hours of stress yesterday. I mean, stress can be, it says as well, it can be a combination of like good and bad things. So the fact I trained, the fact that it was really, really hot and muggy and whatever, like these are stress factors. But then also things like having a bird darting about your bedroom does not help. I'm looking for socks. There. So this morning I ended up, it was so funny because I woke up during the night for the toilet, and you know when you have one of those moments where you're like, what day is it and I need to get up, and then when you remember that it's like a Saturday, it's just the best. But, so I had a wee lie-in. I think I woke up at 8:15, but then I was in bed reading my Kindle, because I'm still reading Manacled, which I love, by the way. I can understand the hype round about it. And then I went out and I did a meditation in my ice bath, which was nice. And then I watered the plants because they're getting a bit sad looking. And I'm actually just about to go. I want to go to Spacegoods because apparently matcha is really, really good for matcha is really, really good if you've got ADHD because it contains this thing called L-theanine, which I take anyway. But hold on, I want to put perfume on. But then I'd also heard some, it's really dark because all my blinds are closed because I'm trying to keep the place cool. I mean, I've got like 4 colours going on here, but oh well. What was I telling you? Oh, there's this girl that I follow called M on the Brain, and she says that one of the best brain boosting combinations you can have is matcha with a shot of espresso and cacao. And then I thought, well, I get a mocha, so I know that it will just be like chocolate powder, it's not cacao, but that's got like the espresso in it. And if I was ordering a matcha, I would get the almond milk anyway, which is also what I get in my mocha. So, long story short, I'm going to go to a Special Cart and ask for an iced mocha with a shot of matcha in it. We'll see. Oh, and then did I tell you that I want to go to the farmer's market, but it's on till 1, so I've only got an hour. So let's go. Can confirm that the iced coffee matcha combo is really good. And actually everyone in the shop was like, oh, that sounds good. Hi, I'm home. Hold on, I need to pause Amy Small, whatever her name is. It's like 3 o'clock. I am eating leftover Chinese, which is always better the next day in my opinion. I am going to, I've got Amy's vlogs on in the background. I'm kind of a bit, like right now I don't mind watching them. Sometimes I find myself being, I watch her vlogs and I get triggered. I hate that term, but it's true. But we're okay today. I'm just trying to not, because last week, I don't know if I mentioned on the vlog, but I really, really don't want to work on a Sunday. Like, I want it to be proper chill time. So I did think that I would get some bits done today, but as it's turned out, I haven't. And I ideally want to leave here about 4, because I've decided that I'm going to drive up and I'm going to park in the outside car park that's behind Argyle Street. Because I want to have a little, I don't want to rush, and I just want to maybe have a look about some of the shops before this event. So yeah, I don't know what the point of me coming on here to tell you was, but that's what I'm doing. But oh, that's what it was. I think because I was thinking, I could feel the old, like, you should have done this and you should have been working and you should have blah blah blah. But I was asking ChatGPT earlier on, like, the best ways to calm your nervous system. Not number one of them was having a consistent routine so your body knows. I suppose it's a bit like a baby. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Bless me. Right, I'm only 15 minutes behind schedule. I'm about to spray some of this perfume. I'm not so sure about the name, but I can tell you it smells amazing. I got it at the farmer's market, and it's meant to smell like, inspired by Arabian Oud Madawi, or Madawi Arabian Oud. I've never heard of that before in my life. I just know that when I was smelling them all, that smelled the best. Right, so I also need to get a spare battery for you and go to the toilet. So I'm home from the manifestation session, which was amazing, by the way. Just there is a reason I was pointing at the camera there, at the mirror there, but I'll show you in a minute. I'm glad I didn't get the train, because as it turns out, Celtic were celebrating winning the league, and the city centre was just a riot. I'm also very glad that I no longer drink, because the amount of people that were literally paralytic was concerning for them. But anyway, in the as part of our session, Amy led us through a somatic, like, meditation type thing, and so in that you basically speak directly to your body. And when I was lying there, and then your body will respond by, like, some people yawn. I usually, when I was getting my somatic coaching done with Amy, I was gulping a lot, but not tonight. Tonight my stomach started, like, it felt gassy, basically. And all the way home, look, let's see if I turn, I look pregnant. And that is literally, I'm trying to pull it in, that's all, like, gas and indigestion. And I can only presume it's a result of the somatic coaching, which is mad. It's actually mad how, like, I do look pregnant. I'm not, but look, I look like I've got an actual bump. I'm going to have some bran flakes, see if it helps. Good evening, happy Sunday, lovely lot. I don't think I've spoken to you today, have I? It's been a very, very chill one. This morning I went to Fenwick to Flourish facials with Deborah, or rather Flourish, it's not just facials she does, and I got more cupping therapy done, so I look like I've been attacked by an octopus. And then I had an amazing hour-long facial. I don't know if you can't really see in this light. And then I've just been literally I watched a ton of The Office this afternoon, the American Office this afternoon. the only thing about going for a facial as part of the treatment, she does a kind of like head massage, which feels amazing, but when you consider I go for weekly blow dries, it's not ideal because I'm now an oil slick and I'm not getting my hair done till Thursday. I also need to contact Emma about these lashes. I'll do that after this. F1 highlights on. Anyway, I just thought I would pop on and say hello and cheerio. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!